Really great question here. And it says, I have an 8-year-old son. I was never married to the father, nor were we together when I gave birth. After birth, I was granted full legal and physical custody of him. A couple of years later, I got into an awful and abusive relationship and went down the wrong road. To make a long story short, I lost custody in 2018 due to this relationship and got myself into trouble with the law, resulting in a prison sentence for 1 year. I've now been out of prison for 4 years and clean for 5. I was recently awarded temporary sole legal and physical custody of my son due to his father being in contempt of court for not following or allowing the court-ordered visits or phone contact. There is no stipulation right now for visitation in our temporary order, only phone calls between certain times. We have an upcoming court date to hear his objection, but in the meantime, Dad wants to have our son for Thanksgiving. Dad lives in Texas, I live in New Mexico. The court order is from New Mexico. I worry about Dad not giving the child back. Should I wait until court or allow my son to go to his dad's for Thanksgiving? Also, what do you think the likelihood is that the judge would give Dad custody back after having moved my son once already, requiring him to transfer schools because of Dad's past and not following court orders? That's such a good question. My name is Billy Tarasio. I'm an Arizona family law attorney. I own Modern Law and I co-own Win Without Law School, where we coach people who are representing themselves in family court. And there's a lot here to this story. So Mom, first, congratulations on getting yourself sober, getting yourself out of an abusive relationship, and putting all of your past troubles with the law, drugs, and an abusive ex behind you. Nice job. Second, huge congratulations on getting custody of your son back based on Dad's withholding phone contact and visitation. That is like impressive. If I can do that for a client, I'm impressed with myself, so I'm super impressed with you. I don't know if you had a lawyer helping you or how you did it, but Dad's withholding must have been pretty bad. With that being said, your third question, or your question, should I allow my son to go to his dad's for Thanksgiving? I don't hate that idea for you. Probably, if I'm guessing, if I'm reading between the lines, you have come out of prison really rehabilitated. You were always a good mom, but you really got off track, and now you're back on track. And the judge, your judge in New Mexico, sees this and has already given you custody of your son, already relocated your son. And if you allow his father to have parenting time with him in Texas, I don't think there's a big risk for you. If Dad withholds, it just makes your case stronger. Dad should not withhold. So I like the idea of you allowing Thanksgiving, not knowing the entire story, but just based on these facts. Also, you asked what's the likelihood of the judge requiring him to transfer schools. I think it's low. I think it's very low. And at least in Arizona, in our statutes, one of the best interest factors is which parent is more likely to allow frequent, meaningful contact. And you really allowing your son to go for Thanksgiving is just a show of your excellent co-parenting ability, whereas he has withheld and lost custody because of it. You want to do the opposite. So those are some things that I would consider. Thanks for writing in. What do you all think?